So I'm currently writing the script for my project, and out of pure curiosity, I decided to check the word count, and the word count so far, and it's not finished yet. The word count for my script, I was surprised myself, is 8,481 words. And it's not complete yet. It's at the stage that I call MVV, meaning it's good enough, but not yet truly great. And the reason this sparked within me an idea to share something is that I've had friends at work fairly recently who told me that they have essays to complete and they were absolutely dreading doing those essays. And yet, funnily enough, those essays were nowhere near that word count. The word count for those essays was like 3,000 to 5,000 words. That was the requirement, something like that. So basically half of what I've written there without even trying to hit a word count. I mean, I've just literally all I did is I read some books that genuinely interested me, that I was fascinated about, and not random books, by the way, ones aligned with my current project, which is called The Lost Art of Living Well, which is all about our biology and nutrition, basically human wellness, what it means to truly live well as a human. And those books sparked within me so many ideas, and I also had more ideas previously before that, and I just noted them all down, and then on my phone, and then once I finished my studying phase or stage, I sat down and I kind of brought all those ideas together, expanded on them, and it's turned into those in excess of 8,000 words. So the point is here that what I'm getting at, and by the way, this is not the first project that this has happened for. I've just checked one of my older projects and the shot list there has over 9,000 words. The point here isn't to try and say that, I'm incredible because I've written so many words. It's actually quite the opposite. It's that the reason I am able to produce so much work without grinding and without forcing myself, and I will dare I say, pretty much without discipline. Sometimes here and there I'll apply, if you will, or discipline myself a little bit, but I don't really feel the need to anymore because I just wake up and want to get to my work. And the reason I'm sharing this is because I hear so much from people, you just have to work hard. That's how you'll be successful in life. That's how you will achieve fulfillment and build the life you want to live. And trust me, I've been there, done that. I used to work 14-hour days, 6 days a week when I was around 17, standing right here in my studio, cold calling and pitching businesses and later on realtors or real estate agents, and working extremely hard to build a business. And I did make a few $1,000s, but then it came crashing down. So that's just a brief background on I have been there, done that when it comes to grinding and working hard. And when I hit bottom, I came to realize that life is not about grinding and forcing, but about aligning and flowing. And one of the biggest realizations, or the main person I would say that I studied from history that allowed me to really look into this and that made this tangible for me, is Leonardo da Vinci. I've created a project on him before for this specific reason, and he is someone who is recognized nowadays as the greatest genius of all time, who, by the way, left behind around 20,000 pages from his notebooks of him just noting down stuff that he was interested in. So whether that was maths or geometry, geology, maybe it was sketches for his paintings, and just so many other things, including engineering and hydraulics, so much, architecture, I could go on. Even cosmology. And the point is that as far as we can tell, he did not force himself to do any of that. And he didn't even do it for money, never mind forcing himself to do God knows what. And I've had the same experience now. I'm producing quite a lot of work compared to what, for example, schools require of us. And I'm working on project after project without forcing myself. And so basically the lesson here, and basically what I would tell my younger self and what I'm getting at here, is that I believe the key in life to success and fulfillment is not forcing and grinding, but aligning and flowing. Now, don't get me wrong, I myself, I'm not going to claim that I'm successful yet or anything. I mean, depends how you define success. If you define success as massive amounts of money and God knows what, then no, I don't have that. However, I will say that I'm truly happy and I'm pursuing my full potential. So if you consider that success, then I am in some ways successful, you could say. But it's not only that we get more done, so that's one thing by working on stuff that we love and that we're great at. It also makes our work better, as the ancient Greek philosopher said a couple thousand years ago, Aristotle. He said, pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. So basically, your work is going to be a whole lot better, and instead of pushing ourselves to create great things that the world can possibly recognize, it will come naturally to us without even, I'm not going to say without trying, but you get the point. For example, Leonardo da Vinci in the Mona Lisa, that's the most famous painting in the world, and yet, as far as we can see from his notebooks, he did not force himself to do that. He worked on that for years and years, slowly perfecting it because he just wanted to. And there's also a third thing. We get more done, it makes our work better, and third, we just enjoy it more. We feel more alive. And I thought this to myself fairly recently. If the point of life isn't doing things that make us feel alive, then what else is the point of life? Why are we here? Are we here to live out of obligation, or to actually experience life and actually enjoy these few moments in relative terms that we have here? I'm gonna end it here just about, but there's one more quote. You can probably tell I quite like quotes, by Howard Thurman, who said, don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Now, I will, before I wrap this up, just quickly say that I'm not claiming that if you just follow your passions that will solve all your problems in life, because actually, I think following your passions is not enough. And in fact, I myself, working on my passions here, I still work a job part-time as a lifeguard to be able to sustain myself while doing this. But the thing is here that I'm no longer chasing money. I no longer feel the need to force an outcome of big success and money because I just love what I'm doing anyway. So I'm not living in out of resentment anymore. I'm letting those things, my vision, my dreams, my goals, come to me long term without chasing them, without forcing them, with patience, because I now have that patience because I'm doing what I love anyway. And I've mentioned this in another video, I don't think that it's just about passion. I think it's about combining curiosity, passion, and purpose. What you believe you're truly kind of destined to do, if you will, or at least what you're just great at. I will, however, end it now. I wish you all the best. And you know what? Do what makes you come alive. Ciao.